What's going on, y'all? KM Pocket here. As some of you may already be familiar with, I made my name in Marvel Snap, and that game has a massive problem with budget content because budget is so individualized and it doesn't actually mean the same thing for everyone in Marvel Snap. That's why it's so awesome for me to now be playing a game that actually has a meaningful budget deck, an actual budget recommendation that people can get for cheap, either from packs, in which most of the cards in here are fairly common, or via crafting, in which most of the cards are fairly cheap. That's right, we're here to talk about Blaine Aggro. Blaine is the card the deck is built around. This is a trainer card that gives your Ninetales, your Rapidash, or your Magmar plus 30 attack during the turn it's played. This is a very important card because otherwise this deck doesn't necessarily have the power to keep up with other decks in the metagame. Ninetales, being a 2 energy 90 attacker, going to 120 off of a Blaine is enough to one-hit a Pikachu EX, and that is a crucial piece of tech in the current metagame, which is so dominated by everyone's favorite yellow rat. Now, Blaine does sort of require that you run the cards he works with. That is fairly limited here. I have opted for, instead of the Magmar, running a one of Farfetch'd, but that is neither here nor there. This deck fundamentally wants to play aggressively. The way this deck wants to play is to invalidate your opponent's energy investments in their Pokemon. You are a deck that does a lot with a little energy. Your job is to convert that energy into keeping your opponent down, and Blaine is excellent at making that happen. Rapidash is mostly for when you are on the play. Rapidash allows you to have a good big unit that attacks for 1, which lets you start getting damage in fairly early. There are going to be certain situations in which you are sort of called to be extremely aggressive. Sometimes you have too many trainer cards in hand and you just have to start dumping damage on the board. If you've got like 2 Blaines and a Giovanni, it might just be time to start playing them because you don't win long games, you win short games. And if you don't play those cards, they're not going to be there. This is a long way of saying I've made my fair share of 70 attacks with Rapidash and 50 attacks with Rapidash. This is a strong card, but I will say it does fall short when you compare it to the true all-stars of 1 energy beasts, things like Wheezing, even Exeggutor, have better stat lines, and I do wish that this card got a little more love compared to those two. Your other main Evo line is Ninetales. Ninetales is your heavy hitter. Rapidash is there to chip. Ninetales is there to be a revenge killer a lot of the time. Something dies, send in a Ninetales, play Blaine, something else is gonna die. That's how Ninetales works. This is a very powerful card in concert with Blaine, but it is often your so-called finisher, because you have to keep investing energy in it in order to keep the flamethrower train running. The major way that this deck looks to be good is by using Ninetales and some chip damage in order to get your opponent to the point where they are losing an EX Pokemon. So you're effectively trying to trade up. Because we don't run any EXs, their EXs become a weakness for them. Here is the generic list. I am currently running 1 Farfetch'd over Sabrina here, but I think that is an absolute flex slot here. So let's talk about the baseline list and talk about the general strategies that you're going to use. First things first, this deck can actually brick fairly easily. All of your threats that are relevant tend to be evolution mons. You need a Ponyta and a Rapidash. You need a Vulpix and a Ninetales. That's part of what the Farfetch'd is helpfully alleviating, but losing Sabrina does matter too. Because this deck wants to punish your opponent for playing EX Pokemon, one of the ways that you're very often going to win is by knocking out an EX Pokemon and then Sabrina-ing them into something that is easier to knock out than presumably their second EX Pokemon. That happens a lot. You knock out an EX Pokemon, they swap in another EX Pokemon, you Sabrina it out. That is why this deck is actually so hard to play, in my opinion, because this is a deck that is very punishing if you don't invest properly, and sometimes you just have to make plays like you're going to top deck out of it. A lot of being good with this deck, in my experience, is similar to being good with a mono red aggro deck in Magic the Gathering. And I have a lot of experience with that. I was rank 1 with mono red aggro on MTG Arena way back in the day. This is a deck that plays like that. You are going to dump your damage and try to make them have it. Sometimes your opponent has the exact combination of like potion, X speed to make your plan fail, and you have to be willing to accept that. Sometimes your hands are a little bit clunky, and you have to be willing to accept that. The other thing that you really need to keep in mind with this deck is that you have 2 Blaines and 2 Giovannis. And if you have any of those sitting in hand at the end of the game, congratulations, you misplayed. You should have probably used those. I'm not saying you need to use them with reckless abandon or anything like that, but think about how the game is going to play out and think about getting the most value out of your cards. Because if you're not playing your cards, if you're always saving them for later, you're going to end up not playing them at all and maybe losing. And those breakpoints are not often obvious. Sometimes you use a Giovanni and it forces a potion early in a way that actually really matters. And then you can maybe punish that with a Blaine to get through that potion healing. Like, this is the kind of stuff that does actually matter. And so you have to be thinking, not necessarily aggressively, but you have to be willing to take risks when you play a deck like this. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this quick run through of a genuine budget deck. The sickest thing about this deck is that it does not require anything rare. I have those sick rare Rapidashes. You don't need those. I have the sick rare Blaine. You don't need those either. You can almost certainly craft this deck using just your Pokemon pack points very early on in your experience playing this game. Generally speaking, the most efficient thing to use those pack points on is trainers, but the Mons in this deck get you to a very competitive space. I consider this sort of a tier 1.5-ish deck. They get you to that very quickly. And I think that having a deck like this is so good. Like I said, I came from Marvel Snap. Many of you watching this probably know me from that. And the way that game does the early game means that it is almost impossible for me to make a video like this talking about a true budget deck because prices aren't absolute. They're individualized. What Series 5s did you pick up? All that stuff matters. In a game like this, the prices are absolute, and I can actually say this is a great budget deck, and I'm very grateful for that. As always, I've been KM Best, you have been phenomenal, and I will see you in the next one. They were out of cards. So it's like, you know, there was some luck involved there, but nothing that's like, oh my god, it was the only reason they won kind of deal. Kind of a scary dude. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. See, this is why I feel like this deck is sort of firmly tier 2. Is there's so many draws from like actual decks that just leave you kind of fucked. Is getting 80 damage onto like I can hit this guy and I don't hate hitting it. Is Pika the only S tier deck? I think it's Pikachu and Mewtwo are pretty much the S tier decks. If we can get him to invest in the Zapdos EX, we can kind of set up a 2-for-1 with the Ninetales here. Starmie's really close. Sandslash Marowak doesn't even really counter Pikachu is the problem. If you want to counter Mewtwo, just play Pika EX in the first place, right? Like, that's sort of how I think about it, at least. If you're looking to counter Mewtwo, Pikachu EX will just do that for you, you know? It'll just happen. Really? Okay. I'm a little confused. Let's go Void Merge Century. I'm liking it. It's a fun little game. Retreat that for the Farfetch'd. Put 1 energy on the Vulpix. Don't show them the Ninetales. And see if we can, like, really scam this one out. I feel like they're probably retreating the Zapdos at this point, but, you know. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking about going for a trade here if we can set it up. Or I can just start hitting that guy, right? Like, I could just go for it now. And just start 90-ing things. I think I'm just gonna start 90-ing things. Will you do YouTube content for Pocket? Yes. Did you buy packs? Absolutely. Let's 90 this Zapdos EX. Scary Berry. We died. Their Pikachu... Wait, no, their Pikachu EX can't attack this turn. Needs to. We didn't die. I'm glad. New channel? Yeah. Exclamation point, PokeTube. It's also supposed to be pinned in the chat right now. Is it not pinned anymore? Yeah, new channel. I repurposed my VOD channel. And, now it's a Pokemon channel that I'm gonna put deck guides on. I bet I'm just blind. I feel you. Okay, so... Here's the thing. I think I have a play. I don't know if I like it, but I think I have a play, right? We go... Retreat the Ninetales for the Farfetch'd. We put the energy here. We Leak Slap, which kills the Zapdos, and then everything else in their deck dies to Ninetales Blaine. Entire rest of the deck dies to Ninetales Blaine. Yeah, it's the old VOD channel. Fire is not extra damage on electric. Alright, they are dead here, I believe. They cannot force the Ninetales out, and Ninetales plus Blaine. New Zapdos survives. There isn't a new Zapdos. There's only allowed to be 2 copies of anything in a deck. Hello, Ninetales. Blaine. Ninetales, play mechanically correctly. Blaine. And get him. Bye-bye. How long you spend on packs? About 250 between the packs and like the bundles. Worse is not the way to go here. You just have to accept that, like, you know, we're losing a bunch of coin flips and things are happening in ways that we don't like. Ponyta Vulpix is my best guess here. If we can get to a Rapidash, we actually generally are pretty happy to rip this. Good God. I want to cut a Giovanni for, like, a card. It's honestly kind of incredible how total ass the Giovannis have been. Like, I know we have to run them, but jeez. Cool Zappy X. Alright, so we just top deck a Rapidash, surely. Holy crap. The fix is in. The fix is in. Pikachu EX on the draw! Good lord. Okay. I should have Giovanni'd last turn. What do you know? I was kind of wondering about it. I was kind of wondering if I was supposed to have Giovanni'd last turn. I just felt like... yeah, okay. Yeah, see, like, that happened anyway, right? There was no point in the Giovanni. I don't like this spot because it's forcing me to Blaine now, but I'm going to do it. I'm gonna eat my shit here and Blaine now in order to set up a potential revenge kill with far-fetched Giovanni, which is not what I want to happen. I don't even think I'll win if that happens. Because it loses to them having potion. It loses to a lot of stuff other than just click circle circuit right now. A lot of stuff that isn't just literally click circle circuit right now. Okay, I mean... Let's go, Duck Boy. And then surely we get to a Ninetales at some point, right? Oh no, I've been in this game before. League Slap! The Magneton nukes the Farfetch'd, and then we cleverly top deck Ninetales. Surely, we cleverly top deck Ninetales right now. Surely, we're Ninetales. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. Ah! God, it's so nice being me. You play to your outs, and sometimes you get them, baby. Let's go. Pre-recorded. Ugh. Ugh. What a mediocre hand. I wonder if Farfetch is supposed to be Kangaskhan. Do you think Farfetch is supposed to be Kangaskhan? Much harder to retreat. You never attack me. Haha! We did it! Heads! Okay, so... if they... like, we can get a Rapidash out here, if we want. And that Rapidash can attack with a Giovanni, again, if we want. Or a Blaine, again, if we want. Or lightning... Okay. I think it is Rapidash time. I think it is time for Rapidash. Unless I top deck the Ninetales again, in which case, you know, pre-recorded, rigged, etc. Worrying. I mean, that does push me a certain direction. You're playing some pocket? Yeah. The Ponyta out here evolve into Big Booty Rapidash. Do I Giovanni to prevent a potion keeping this Magneton alive and save a Blaine later? I don't think I do. But also, I'm never going to use the other ones of these. Kinda like, who gives a shit, right? Like, I am literally never... like, the game is not going long enough that I care about that. I'm either winning or losing based on Vahumba. Volt Charge Raichu is actually honestly pretty sick. Like, they're doing some pretty slick shit here. I'm worried about, like, a Lieutenant Surge kind of thing happening. Like, they're doing some cool-ass stuff. And I don't have enough dudes. Like, if they Raichu this out, I will not be able to revenge kill the Raichu unless I top deck the Ninetales. They have drawn significantly more cards than I have. Boy. Yeah, we got punished. Farfetched, put it on it, swing in. And then unless we draw the Ninetales, I think this Raichu is going to sweep us with Lieutenant Surge. Wait. They used all their energy retreating. So they Volt Charge, they Volt Charge. The Raichu comes out. What are they actually doing? Am I just getting, like, Mondo swept by Raichu? I assume I am, which is why I'm furiously top-decking the Ninetales here. Like, this is Raichu Lieutenant Surge. But it's too late now, cause I can't Blaine! I mean, they definitely have it. But let's at least make them have the Surge. We're gonna make you have Lieutenant Surge before we surrender. Volt Charge, Lieutenant Surge the Raichu. I eat shit. Yeah. Yeah. Surely their 2 Lieutenant Surges are not here. Surely. Surely their 2 Lieutenant Surges are not there. Uh-huh. Hey, wait a minute. He don't got it, but I still die. I still eat it. Oh my god, I don't eat it. Farfetched, nothing but a weakness in this game. X-Speed! They do have one more turn to draw the Lieutenant Surge. But we're kind of just sitting here hoping Ninetales can handle the rest of this shit. We're kind of just like, hey, Ninetales, can you handle the rest of this, please? Ninetales, we're gonna need you to do everything. Just to hold down the entire game for... Oh my god. They had that the entire time? That's insane. I believe... Okay. Whoa, wait, why'd you do that? Oh my god, no, you messed up. Oh my god, no, they beefed it. They beefed it. Oh my god. Beef. That is some well done beef. They didn't know. That was good and you know it. How do you play this on PC? Emulator. I don't like Vulpin. Oh! Pika EX, huh? Pika EX and I'm on the play. Alright. Order's bad here again, because I'm stupid. Farfetched, pretty booty cheeks. Yikes. Prop here. Play out Ponyta. Okay. Play out Ponyta. Evolve. Put that on the Vulpix there. I realize I'm vulnerable to red card if I do this. However, I regret putting it here. Zebstrika? Okay. This makes sense. X speed into the... Oh, wait, are they actually gonna fuck this up? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. Are you about... Oh my god, we got him. Oh my god, this is the exact play that I put this on here for, and then I was like, there's no way they'll fall for that. They fell for that. This is the very specific, exact thing we wanted them to do. Evolve the Ninetales, put Flamethrower on, play Foil Blaine, and 120 them. Salute! Get 120, baby. Ba-boom. That is, like, I don't think they were supposed to do what they did. I don't think that was right. It is shocking to me that what I did there worked. But that matchup is so bad.